fabled heat, where magic meets desire. Subscribe to ignite the fantasy.
The snow globe sat in the attic like a forgotten confession, dust motes swirling around it in the thin winter light. I hadn't meant to find it, hadn't meant to crawl under the low eaves of my grandmother's estate, chasing the faint chime of a music box I thought I'd imagined. But there it was, a delicate glass sphere, its base tarnished silver, housing a miniature forest frosted with perpetual snow. At its center stood a girl, not a figurine, a girl. Her eyes snapped open when I touched the glass, vivid and violet, locked onto mine with the desperation of a drowning thing. My breath fogged the surface as I recoiled, boots scraping against the attic's creaky floorboards. Behind me, my childhood friend Cale chuckled, his voice warm and skeptical. "You look like you've seen a ghost, Evander." "There's something inside this," I rasped, my pulse erratic. The snow globe trembled in my hands, the liquid inside sloshing violently. The girl's lips moved, forming words I couldn't hear. Cale's amusement faded when he saw my face. He stepped closer, his broad shoulders blocking the attic's lone window, shadows pooling in the hollows of his collarbone. "Let me see." The glass shattered the moment his fingers brushed mine. Ice-cold water drenched us both, and then she was there, kneeling between us in a pool of melted snow and glitter, her porcelain skin glowing with an otherworldly luminescence. Ere the color of storm clouds dripped with droplets that sparkled like starlight. She wore a gown that seemed woven from moonlight itself, the fabric shifting as though alive. "Who the hell are you?" Cale demanded, but his voice lacked its usual edge. He was staring just like I was. The girl lifted her chin, her violet eyes blazing. "A prisoner," she said, her voice like the ripple of a frozen stream. "And you've just unleashed a storm." Her name was Lurel, and she was no ordinary magical girl. She was a winter sovereign, a being of ancient power sealed away by a sorcerer who feared her ability to bend time itself. The snow globe had been her cage for a century, its enchantment leeching her magic drop by drop. Now free, her presence warped reality around us. Snowflakes materialized in the humid attic air. Clocks ran backward, and every night shadows with too many teeth gathered at the estate's edges, clawing at the wards Lurel hastily reforged. Cale and I became her reluctant guardians. He was the pragmatist, his calloused hands building traps from silver and iron. I was the believer, poring over my grandmother's occult journals, hungry for any scrap of lore that could help. But beneath the urgency, something else simmered, a tension as thick as the magic in the air. Lurel's touch left frost patterns on our skin, her laughter made the hearth flames dance, and the way she looked at us, alternately wary and yearning, sent heat curling low in my gut. One night, after a particularly vicious shadow attack left Cale bleeding, she knelt beside him, her fingers pressing to the gash on his bicep. Ice crystallized over the wound, sealing it. "Why help us?" Cale grunted, his dark eyes narrowed. "We're just humans." Lurel hesitated. "You're more than that. I've seen your threads in the tapestry of time. They're entwined with mine." "Meaning?" I asked, my throat dry. Her gaze flicked to me, then away. "Meaning the sorcerer who trapped me isn't finished. He'll come for what's left of my power, and for you too, now that you're bound to me." He arrived on the solstice, the longest night of the year. The sorcerer was a wraith in a tailored suit, his smile a sickle moon. His magic stank of burnt sugar and rot, cloying and wrong. The wards shattered like sugar glass. "Give her back," he crooned, "and I'll make your deaths quick." Cale lunged first, all brute strength and fury, but the sorcerer flicked him aside like a gnat. I tried to channel the incantations I'd memorized, but my voice failed when the sorcerer seized Lurel by the throat, his fingers sinking into her skin like tar. "You thought you could hide from me, little queen," he hissed. Then Lurel did something reckless. She grabbed Cale's hand and mine, interlacing our fingers with hers. Her magic surged through us, a bolt of pure winter, scouring and sublime. The sorcerer screamed as frost devoured him inch by inch. But just before he shattered, he spat a final curse. "You'll all burn for this." The estate went silent. Snow drifted through the hole in the roof. Lurel collapsed, her breath shallow. Cale caught her, his arms trembling. "What did you do?" he whispered. "I bound our souls," she said weakly. "It was the only way to defeat him. Now we're connected." I touched her cheek, my thumb brushing the crystal tears there. "For how long?" Her answer was a whisper that chilled me deeper than any snowstorm. "Forever."